A very good morning, all of you. I heartily welcome all of you on the behalf of Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City. Today is Geography Day, and here we are going to begin the national webinar on the importance of geography and its impact on human life. Today we have our honorable principal, Dr. Hamdani Rizwana ma'am, academic supervisor, Professor Imran Ahmed, and none other than our keynote speaker for today's program, Dr. Rakesh Patil sir. He is the head of the geography department, Panchwati College. So I welcome you all. Today we are going to celebrate Geography Day. On this occasion, we have organized the national webinar on importance of geography and its impact to human life. Geography is a very important aspect of our life. Every subject, every theory has their geographical point of view. Every history has their geographical point of view. So geography is the very important part of our life. So I welcome you all on the behalf of Department of Geography, on the behalf of MGV's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City. I welcome you all on this national webinar. So we will start this webinar with the welcome note of our respected academic supervisor, Professor Imran Ahmed. So I would like to request our academic supervisor to present the welcome note for this webinar. Professor Imran Ahmed.
Thank you very much, Abdullah sir, for inviting me here. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Geography Day. Today, we celebrate the importance of geography in understanding our world, its people, places, and environment. Geography helps us tackle global challenges like climate change, urbanization, and sustainability while exploring the connections between our planet's landscapes and cultures. This day is about learning, sharing ideas, and inspiring one another to think critically about our planet's future. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy the Geography Day and its importance. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Imran Ahmed, for presenting your welcome note for this webinar. So we will further we will move on to the aims and objectives of this program. So for presenting the aims and objectives of this webinar, I would like to request Professor Mubashira to present the aims and objectives of this webinar. Professor Mubashira, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Honorable guests, esteemed faculty members, and students, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this one-day national webinar on importance of geography and its impact on human life. Today's webinar is a significant event that aims to bring together scholars, researchers, and students to explore the vital role of geography in shaping our lives. The primary aim of this webinar is to create a platform for discussing the significance of geography in understanding the complex relationships between human societies and the environment. The objectives of this webinar are multifaceted. To explore the impact of geography on human life, we aim to highlight the relevance of geography in understanding various global issues such as uh, such as climate change, sustainable development, and environmental degradation. We encourage our participants to share their research experiences and insights from diverse fields such as environmental science, economics, sociology, and anthropology. This webinar provides a unique opportunity for participants to connect with experts and peers from across the country, facilitating future collaborations and research endeavors. We hope to motivate students to explore the exciting opportunities and challenges in the field of geography and to consider it as a viable career option. Throughout this webinar, we have lined up an array of esteemed speakers who will share their expertise and experiences on various aspects of geography. I would like to extend my gratitude to our keynote speaker and participants of their contribution to this webinar. I also appreciate the efforts of our organizing committee who have worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Let us work together to make this webinar a meaningful and enriching experience. I wish you all a productive and engaging day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for presenting aims and objectives of this webinar. We are very thankful to you. Now it's time to introduce our honorable keynote speaker for this webinar. For the introduction of our keynote speaker, I would like to request Professor Akhtar Shah to present the introduction of our keynote speaker. Professor Akhtar Shah, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to introduce Dr. Rakesh Vasantarao Patil, an accomplished academician and leader serving as an academic supervisor, head, and assistant professor in geography at Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir, Loknetya Venkatrao Hire, Arts, Science and Commerce College, Nasik. With over 18 years of undergraduate teaching and 16 years at the postgraduate level, Dr. Patil brings a wealth of experience and expertise, particularly in economic, geography, and ecotourism. His academic journey is adorned with noteworthy qualification, including a PhD from St. Baba Amravati University and recognition as a net qualified scholar. Dr. Patil has contributed significantly to the research with 21st published papers, two books, and a completed minor research project funded by Savitribai Phule Pune University. Beyond academic, he is a key member of various professional and social organizations actively involved in syllabus design, NEC coordination, and student development. His dynamic engagement in state and national platform as a speaker further underscores his dedication to education and community upliftment. We welcome Sir on behalf of Arts, Commerce, Science College, Malegaon City, and it is a great pleasure and we are very fortunate enough that today we have you as a keynote speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akhtar sir, for give the brief introduction of our honorable keynote speaker for this webinar. Now, I would like to call our honorable keynote speaker for this webinar, Dr. Rakesh Patil sir, to present his presentation and deliver his lecture on the topic of importance of geography and its impact on human life. So I have a humble request to our honorable keynote speaker, Dr. Rakesh Patil sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abdullah sir. Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir's Arts, Science and Commerce College, Malegaon City, Department of Geography has organized this good webinar on the occasion of 14 January, that is Geography Day. At this occasion, Honorable Principal of our college, Rizwana Madam, Academic Supervisor, my friend Imran Ahmad sir, my again friend Dr. Arif sir, Dr. Shakib Ahmed sir, Abdullah sir, and all the professors from the city college. Uh, I basically wish you all the happy Geography Day first because 14 January is celebrated as a Geography Day, and this is good initiative by the City College to organize such a type of webinar on this occasion. So I congratulate you also on this occasion. Uh, See, Dr. Professor C.D. Deshpande, who is one of the scholar of geography from Maharashtra, basically. So he has a good contribution. He had a good contribution in the field of geography, and his birthday is basically celebrated as a 14 January Geography Day on behalf of him. So this is a good initiative taken by the geographers to celebrate this, and many institutions they organize several types of activities on this day. So some of the colleges they organize poster presentations, some may carry out some geography quiz and other events also. So this celebration of Geography Day is good because it creates an basically interest among the students to geography subject. So most of the students they like the geography subject as because of such a type of activities that are performed by geography department. So I congratulate once again all the members of City College who has organized such a webinar on this occasion. So let us start my presentation first. Abdullah sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
The presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay, the second slide. Which slide are now you are seeing on the screen? Abdullah sir?
Importance of geography and its impact, human life introduction. It is a second slide. That one.
Okay. That means the slides are working. So basically, the topic that organizers has given to me is the importance of geography and its impact on human life. Basically, understanding the connections between geography and human existence. That the point that we are going to discuss within this presentation. See, my presentation is very common one. I'm not giving much deeper data or something, but all these aspects are very important to us because it is directly connected with the human life and human existence also. So that's why, though it is basic, but it may be important for all of the people who are present here because maybe here in the audience not just geography students or geography scholars will be present, but the other students may be present in this webinar. So that's why I keep my presentation very basic one. So the points that we are going to discuss within these presentations are given in front of you. We'll start from introduction to geography first. Then we will discuss about geography's role in shaping human and civilization, geography and climate, geography and natural resources, geography and human settlement, geography and human health, geography and culture, geography's influence on economic activities, geography and modern global challenges. And basically, last one is the conclusion. And after that, if required, we'll have some question answer session also. So let us start our journey of this importance of geography and its impact on human life. So, what is geography is? That is the basic question. So, geography is the study of Earth's physical features, atmosphere, and how humans interact with their environment. That means their surrounding. That means all these aspects. So, geography is basically divided into four spheres. So, the scholars who are studying geography, they might be knowing this that lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and other one sphere is there that is biosphere. So in geography, we study all these four spheres. So why spheres? Because Earth is a sphere or a like sphere. So not just completely sphere, but we consider it as a sphere. So all these spheres that we study in geography and its impact on human life and human impact on the nature or surrounding environment that the focus point of geography. So core areas in geography are physical geography, basically which studies landform, climate, vegetation, ecosystem, all these aspects. And the other branch of geography is human geography. In human geography, we basically study the population geography, the migration of a people from one area to another area, then urban development, and the various economic activities that are performed by the human being with the help of or by the influence of nature or environment. That is the basic thing in human geography. And the last one, which is emerging and nowadays very important branch, that is environmental geography. So how human activities impact the environment and vice versa. Why I'm talking environmental geography as a expanding one? Because impact of human being on environment and impact of environment on human being is increasing day by day. So that's why this is a separate branch that can be considered, that is known as environmental geography. So basically, this is the structure of geography. So what is geography? So this is the geography that we study in geography. So what is the role of geography in shaping human civilization? See, most of the civilizations they started uh, where there is a good things or the platform which is good for them. So geography has always been fundamental in determining the civilizations which are developed. So most of the civilizations which were very early civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Egypt, Indus Valley civilizations, all these civilizations uh, they developed around some geographical factors. So basic factor for development was river valleys or river fertile land. So where there is a good land where they can practice their agriculture, that area was chosen by the ancestors, our ancestors, for the civilization, and they settled over there. And after that, they carry out their all activities. So the agriculture, and after that agriculture, they started trade and other activities also. So that developed in the area which was suitable. So geography is playing very important role for our settlements also, or where we are going to settle. That is also governed by the geographical factors. Most of the coastal areas, one can say that where the trade and explorations was heavily influenced by the coastal area where proximity to oceans and seas are there. So we may see the one can say that the mega cities are basically developed near to the coastal areas. We'll discuss this point later on, but the coastal area are also significant for our civilizations or our settlements. And after that, one can say that mountain ranges. So mountain ranges are not so good for civilization. So most of the civilizations are concentrated on river valleys or coastal areas. But on a mountain ranges, one cannot see a very highly populated area or highly, we may say, okay, where high economic activities are going on. Such a type of things are not observed in mountainous area. So geography play its role while people wants to settle one area. So protected civilizations, but isolated civilizations are observed at some mountain ranges, shaping cultural differences and historical events also. So because of some historical point of view, some sort of settlements may be observed in mountain ranges. For the protection point of view, some civilizations or some settlements may developed over the mountainous ranges, mountain ranges, but where some are developed. Then one can say about the geography and climate. This is also one of the important aspect. See, climate plays a very important role, or we may say कि climate is a dictator because it influences our economic activities. Our prime economic activity is agriculture. So basically, agriculture and human health are uh, determined or that are governed by the climate. The activities that we perform are also governed or dictated by the climate. So there is a strong relation between the human being and the climate. Basically, the geography and climate are also related with each other. So, climate of an area influences the crop grows, type of shelter, and the lifestyle of its inhabitants. So, all these aspects which are directly connected with us are governed by climate, and climate is basically governed by geography. See, there are basically three regions that are prominent regions of climate. One is tropical region, temperate zone, and Arctic region. So, tropical region, that means the area which is near to the tropics or equator, near to the equator within the tropics. So, Tropic of Cancer up to Tropic of Capricorn, the region is that we called it as tropical region. So, basically, this is the central part. One can see this region here. There is a equator. Near to the equator, the tropical region is there. So in tropical region, what is the difference? That temperature remains always high throughout the year. So this type of a climate is suitable for rice as well as sugar and other spices or coconut type of trees are also there. So basically, such a type of crops are grown in tropical region, but one cannot find such crops in temperate or arctic regions. Why? Because there is a difference of temperature basically in the temperate and arctic region. Tropical region remains warm throughout the year as because of direct sunlight that reaches over the equator or near to the equator within the tropical region. So that's why the temperature remains high. But in contrast to that, in Arctic region, the sun rays are very oblique one. That means the direct sun rays are not available in Arctic region. So this region, the upper part of the Earth, that means North Pole as well as the South Pole. Basically, South Pole is not observed here, but because the water part is more, whereas in North Pole, the land part is there. So here, one may say see that there is a blue color. Why blue color? Because temperature remains always low. So there is a frigid part is also there near to the polar region. So these particular things that are governed by the geography, that means the shape of the Earth, as because of the round shape of the Earth or spherical shape of the Earth, the sun rays reaches to the North Pole or South Pole, which are very oblique one. That means they are not straight one. So here, the agriculture is very limited one. So one cannot practice agriculture directly. So here they may have the other type of activities such as hunting, fishing, and nomadic lifestyle is basically observed within the North and South Pole. Basically, in North Pole, not in South Pole. So and in between these two, there is a temperate zone. Temperate word itself denotes the moderate one. Moderate, that means not so high, not so low. So here the temperature remains not so high and not so low. That is temperate one. So promote diverse farming activities including wheat and barley. Most of the Great Plains also resides or lies within this part. So one may say this USA part or this China's part or the upper part of this USA, Europe and Russia, some part of Russia. That and Canada's lower part. That part, one may say that is the temperate zone. And here, basically, the practices of agriculture are commercial agriculture are practiced here. So there is a always impact of climate is also observed. So changing weather patterns affects agriculture, migration, and ecosystem also. In environmental point of view, if you consider, there are variety of different ecosystems that get developed over the Earth's surface as because of change in climate. So climate, where the climate changes, the ecosystem also changes accordingly. So and migration of a people are also observed from one area to another area as because of changing climate also. Then the next point is geography and natural resources. See, We are blessed with some natural resources by the earth itself and by our nature, by our environment. So all that aspects are very important for our development. So basically, the natural resources that we get from the nature itself is water, forest, animals, natural gas, minerals and rocks, then some sort of wind, uh, crude oil also we get from the nature, and also the solar energy. This list may be bigger, but some examples that I'm going to tell you about. So all these impact on a human settlement, humans' economic activities, and basically the human development. The economic development of human being is that we achieved as because of these natural resources only. If we eliminate these natural resources from us, what will happen? We cannot do one step ahead, or we cannot go one step ahead. We cannot have any kind of development. So water bodies, if you consider rivers and lakes, are essential. These are part is very essential for us for agriculture, for transportation, for water supply, for industrialization also. Water is required. So all these aspects, that means all these economic activities required water. So where there is water is available, we may have good sort of economic development. But where water is not available, if you consider the desert region, some sort of other natural resources may be observed there, such as natural resources, such as crude oil and natural gas. So there, one may say the economic development, such as mineral and fossil fuels, if you consider access to minerals and energy resources drives industrialization and economic growth. So most of the Middle East countries that enjoying today the development as because of availability of all these fossil fuels. But if suppose we eliminate these fossil fuels from these Middle East countries or the countries which are basically producing the mineral crude oil, the countries may not have that much amount of development then. Okay. And this particular resource is a fund type of resource. So these funds may get exhaust after some time, or they may not, these funds may not be available after some time. So we have to consider all these aspect also. So landforms and agriculture is also one of the aspect. The land on which we enjoy all such of our development. So fertile plains allow for large scale farming, as I have given one example of prairies or great plains. That area basically we converted the grasslands into the agricultural land, and large scale farming is practicing. We are practicing on that land. So while mountains may limit the agricultural potential, but they may provide resources like timber and minerals also. Or one more aspect of the mountain ranges, that they may keep our environment clean, or they may provide some good opportunities or for good potential for tourism aspect. So mountains, the mountains are there, they may not be used for agriculture, but there is a high demand, or there is a high, we may say, importance of mountains are there as because of resources like timber, minerals, and tourism potentials are also there in the mountainous region. Then the next one is geography and human settlement. See, as I told you in the previous slides, that civilizations, most of our civilizations were developed around the river or near to the coastal region. So geography influences the population distribution. So population distribution is very uneven throughout the world, not just in India, but throughout the world, the population distribution is uneven. Some areas are very highly populated, where some areas are very sparsely populated, or some areas may not have good population, or very few number of people may be observed over that area. So geography influences not just population distribution, but is also influences the urbanization and migration from one area to another area. So coastal cities, if we consider, often major trade hubs are observed near to the coast, because coast directly provides uh, the shelter for the big vessels. Okay, and they provide ways or transportation such as waterways, and they are very cheaper one as compared to the other communication or transportation medium. Okay, so basically transportation, if we consider the water transport is cheaper as compared to the road transport, rail transport, or air transport. So that's why most of the coastal cities are developed. That means New York, Shanghai, or in India also. One may give examples of Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. These are the big cities, mega cities that are developed near to the coast as because of availability of water and developmental aspect that provides a good area or good factors for the development. But if we consider mountainous region, which leads to dispersed population and smaller settlements, such as the Alps, or in our area, we say the Himachal or Himalaya region. So here, uh, there is population is observed, but very dispersed population or sparse population is observed within that area. Why it is so? Because that area is not suitable. Accessibility is very less within that area. So because of less accessibility, one cannot reside in that area. So some sort of tourism activities that leads to some sort of settlement in Himachal Pradesh or in other areas. But if you consider large area, so mostly population is very less in mountainous region, and very few population is observed within desert and extreme environmental conditions. So Sahara and Antarctica, the settlements are very sparse and limited settlements are observed. Very few settlements are observed. Why? Because climate is very harsh or extreme type of climate is there, uh, which is not suitable for the human being and for their development also. To carry out the daily activities also, it is very difficult to carry out various our activities, daily activities also. So in desert, the water scarcity of water or unavailability of water leads to the sparse population or very few population. And in Antarctica also, as because of very cold situation or extreme climate, the human population is very less or few populations are observed within the area. But where there is a fertile land or where there is a plain surface, also the human settlements are denser one. So density of population is high near to the coast, also or where there is a fertile land or where there is a plain land. So in north part, if you consider towards the south of Himachal Pradesh, you will observe densely populated area in the Ganga plain region. Why it is so? Because it is suitable for the settlements. The fertile land is there, and that fertile land provides a, good platform for agriculture. So most of the people they resides in that area. So settlements are bigger in the plain region. Where there is a plateau region, if you consider not so high and not so low, so moderate type of settlements are observed over the plateau region, where there is a good natural resources are available, such as minerals or other sort of things are available on the plateau. So settlements are bigger in that area. Then the next point is our health and geography. See, health is also governed by geography. We have experienced various type of calamities during 4 5 years late before. So access to clean water is one of the important aspect vital for health and sanitization. So clean water is available as because of rainwater. So this clean water is available where there is a rainfall is bigger or a good amount of rainfall is observed. So near to the coastal regions, we observed good amount of rainfall. But as we go deeper into the continental part, rainfall decreases. So this also affects our health. So health problem may be observed within the area where there is less water or a good amount of water or clean water is not available. Then the epidemiology, if we consider geography plays a role in the spread of diseases also. So in tropical regions, there is a common disease that is malaria and waterborne diseases also there. One of the important disease that spread throughout the world or throughout the earth was Corona. Uh, and that Corona was very important, and all countries in the world they affected as because of this Corona. And during that epidemic period, we consider various other aspects. Our education aspect was also hardly affected as because of this. Our economic activities were affected as because of this epidemic. So all these things must be considered in geography, and geography studies all these aspects related with the human health. Natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, droughts that impact the human population in certain regions and more than others. So where there is a earthquake prone zone is there, suppose. So very few people will reside in that area, and most of the people they don't want to reside in that area, or they don't want to have their settlements in that area. The flood prone region, suppose. So people will avoid that flood prone region, or where there is a always a flood situations or occur. So we will not reside in that area. So likewise, the other natural disasters are also there, such as droughts and hurricanes that impact the human population. The human population will not be so high in that area, or after some time, some migrations may be observed from that area to other area as because of commonly observing such a natural disasters. So this is also one point of study of geography related with our health and other aspects. So though which is not common in India, but tsunamis are also one of the natural disaster that takes place. So it was happened in India some 10, 15 years ago, and that also destroyed our coastal regions. Basically, the eastern and western both coasts were affected because of the tsunamis. Tsunamis are more common in Japan, but they developed their own alarming system, and that's why they protected themselves from that. So we have to develop our own techniques to tackle with these all these we may say disasters or problems. So we have to find out our own solutions. So that finding that solution is also one of the aspect of geography. So geography provides the information about the problems and also provides the solution from that problem. So all that factors which are related with that problem, that also the study point of geography. Then the next one is geography and culture. As we know that throughout the world we have the multinational culture, various different cultures are observed throughout the geography. As we go from one continent to another continent, or from one country to another country, we will see the difference in culture. Why that cultural differences are there? Because the people are away from each other. Nowadays, we are having one world, or the distance between the world is decreasing. But before that, the people never meet in historical period very frequently with each other. So they developed their own language, they developed their own traditions, and their life or daily life, their culture was different. So why such a differences are there? As because of isolation. So mountain ranges or seas create a distinction between the people. So the people could not, in the history part, basically in the historical period, they never meet each other very frequently as because of these obstacles within them, such as mountains. So high, lofty mountain ranges are there. Suppose as the examples one may give the India and China, there is a cultural difference in between China and India as because of Himalayan mountain ranges. But such a cultural difference may not be observed in Pakistan and India. Most of the cultural things may be common, or the activities that that the people perform, the practices that they do, or the equipment that they use. Suppose if you consider the agriculture, same type of equipment, same type of things may be observed in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. So here the cultural similarities are there, but if you compare it with China, there is much difference in China and India, as because previously or from the historical period or a very ancient period, there is a cultural difference in between China and India as because of this high lofty mountain range. Such things are also observed in the region which are separated from seas or which are away from each other from the seas or big oceans. Okay, so that create the differences in language, customs, and cultures. So Japan's culture is different from the other regions. Why? Because it is a island-based country. There are five islands are there, and Japanese resides on that islands. So Japan's culture and other countries' culture are very different. So such a differences are there as because of geography. So factors of geography are very important for differences in culture. Our races are also different, and these races or color of a skin is also different as because of geography, as because of climate, as because of geographical factors. Okay. Uh, then the trade routes, geography facilitates the cultural exchange, leading to the development of diverse cultural landscape. So from the historical period also, we are exchanging our things, our culture with the outer world or the other world with the help of some trade routes. So Silk Route was there or Caribbean route was there. Okay, and these routes were used for exchanging some items or some products from one country to another country. But basically, there is a distinction in between this culture, the language that the people speak, or the diet that they consume. That means the food items that they consume that are different from the other part. If within India also, one may observe that there is a lot of cultural difference, or if we consider the dresses that they wear, uniforms or dresses that they wear, that are also different. Uh, Also, the food that they consume, that is different. Language is different. The culture part is also different. Within, one may say that from within a 14 kilometer, the language just get changed. So this part is also important while considering the geography, the cultural part, which is also very important while human point of view. Then geography is also influenced on economic activities. Our economic activities are basically governed by geography because, as I told you, where there is a natural resources are available, that area will get have industrialization or that might experience high economic development. But the area which is just having fertile land or good amount of water availability may be developed as a agricultural development is observed there. Okay, so geography determines the distribution of agriculture, industrialization, and service-based economies. So, as I told you, that areas with fertile land are often dedicated to farming, impacting food production and trade. So, India is basically having fertile land, and we export good amount of agricultural product to other countries throughout the world. Uh, the areas which are having good natural resources, such as crude oil or other sort of minerals, that area which is having good proximity to raw material or transport routes, that influence the location of factories. So here, industrialization may get developed. Global trade is also one point that coastal locations and navigable rivers contribute to economic hubs. So coastal areas, all mega cities are observed over the coastal areas as because of they provide the global trade routes. So availability of sea routes is one thing that the mega cities are developed around the coastal regions. Also, the navigable regions where there is navigable rivers, that area get developed automatically as because of it developed as an economic hub. So, which is easier to access to international trade. So, accessibility is one of the important point uh, that is considered in geography, and factors of geography determines the accessibility. So mountain ranges may not be so accessible. So industrialization or agricultural development are limited in mountainous region. But in fertile land where there is natural resources are available, that area get developed as because of accessibility of natural resources. Then the next thing is geography and modern global challenges. So nowadays we are facing several global challenges, not just India's or Maharashtra's or Nasik district challenges, but these are all global challenges. And one are the important challenge that we are experiencing today is climate change. So sea level is rising and drought prone or drought days are increasing day by day. So rainy days are decreasing and drought days are increasing. So rainfall, though rainfall occurs in certain parts, or we may say the average rainfall occurs, but the rainfall is happening within short period. A very heavy rainfall occur within a short period, and that is not good for us. Rainfall should be spread a long period. That means the rainy days must be very long. But nowadays, the rainy days are decreasing and days are increasing frequently. So, rising sea level as because of climate change, the temperature of the earth is increasing day by day. The average temperature of the earth is increasing, and due to that, where there is a glaciers or the where there is a always frigid temperature is there, the ice get melting, and this melting ice, the water get added into the seas and ocean, and due to that, the sea level is rising. If sea level rises for a few meters, then our coastal cities will get highly affected. And that will create a huge problem in mega cities. As I told you, the mega cities are situated on the coastal region, such as Mumbai or Chennai or Kolkata or the other New York or Shanghai. All the cities will get highly impacted, or a negative impact is observed on these cities if the sea level rises from some meters. Okay, so shifting agriculture zone is also one of the important aspect that we have to consider. So agricultural zones are also shifting. So where there is a one sort of agriculture is practiced at some region, but after some time, uh, that region may not be suitable for that type of agriculture. So people has to shift the agriculture because there are various factors are lies behind it. So always practicing one sort of agriculture, that means mono farming or monoculture farming, is one aspect that destroys the nutrients from the soil, some sort of nutrients, and because of that, one has to shift the agriculture from that region to another region. Then the migration is also one of the important aspect that one has to consider, that climate disaster and geopolitical conflicts that leads to shift in human population. See, nowadays there are three wars are going on uh, in the countries, in between the countries. Ukraine and Russia is one of the example of it. So Palestine is also one area where there is warlike situations are going on. So people are migrating from that region. One more example is Syria. So people from Syria, they migrate to other regions, or they want to migrate to other regions. Why? Because of geopolitical conflicts or some sort of geographical conflicts, also climatic disasters also. Then there was a that means climatic disasters at some places, and due to that, the people has to migrate from their own country to another country or their own region to another region. So large scale shifts are observed within some countries as because of these climatic as well as geographical factors. Then some sort of resource scarcity is also one of the important aspect or important challenge that we are facing today. That depletion of water, water scarcity or availability of water is decreasing. The potable water or drinkable water facility is that means we are facing problem for that. So we have to work very hard. If you consider India, so we have to store large amount of water as India's population is increasing and it is not reducing. That means though the rate of increase of population is slowing down, but still we are now very highly populated country in the world. So we require a large amount of water in future also. So if we do not store this water now, what will happen in a near future? We will experience scarcity of water, and at that time, that situation was very worsened, or that situation will be very critical one. So China is considering that, and which is storing large amount of water. In future, we have to purchase water from China because China is constructing dams on every river and huge dams that they are constructing, though it is having its own impact on the environment or on the surrounding ecological balance or ecosystem, but still they are thinking in an economic point of view. Then there will be a scarcity or depletion of fossil fuels, minerals, and that will impact our future sustainability. So, if we carry out the sustainable development, we should think about all these aspects now, because in future, our future generations will curse us if you extinct all these type of resources that we are enjoying today. So we must think about sustainable development. Environmental degradation is also one of the biggest challenge in front of the world. That is deforestation. Large amount of forests are cutting down for various kind of activities, economic activities basically, such as agriculture, industrialization, transportation, and the list is so big. So, large scale deforestation or large scale cutting down of trees is observed, and that is creating a problem. See, forest provides us basically one good thing, that is oxygen. Okay, and another one is rainfall occurs as because of forest. So if forests are not there, what will happen? We will have the other gases. That means the other than oxygen, other gases will be available, but the life gas will be less, and carbon dioxide and other harmful gases, their percentage will increase. Then we will lose our biodiversity. The pollution part is also increasing day by day. All sorts of pollution, not just the air pollution, but the water pollution, land pollution. Now, previously, 2, 3 days ago, I carry out one workshop in my college, that is zero waste management workshop. Zero waste. Why zero waste management workshop is required? Because solid waste management, this part is becoming very crucial now. And the municipalities or the like that, the organizations, they cannot handle these solid waste properly, and that is creating nuisance in human life, that is polluting our environment, not just polluting the land, but it is polluting our water also, which is polluting our air also. So this part also we have to consider. So we are losing our biodiversity, and we will have to pay a high penalty of loss of this biodiversity. Our agriculture will get hardly very largely affected as because of this loss of biodiversity. See, honeybees, you might have known the honeybees. They are pollination is one of the activities of plants that is very essential one, and honeybees that are that means they are carrying out this pollination within the flowers, and due to that, the agriculture, the production, the yield that we get. But if the number of honeybees are decreased drastically, what will happen? The pollination will not take place, and due to that, our agriculture, the yield that we get or the production from the agriculture will decrease very, very drastically, and it will impact our daily life. It will impact our economic development. So all these aspects are influencing our uh, activities, our economic activities, our culture, our lifestyle, all these things. So basically, this part is studied not just in human geography, but in environmental geography also. Then we are coming towards the conclusion of my lecture, that geography is more than just the study of maps. So previously it was just descriptive one. So geography, the word itself uh, is part of two words or combination of two words. Geo means earth and graphy means introduction or description of the earth. So graphy means description. So geography was previously it was just description of earth, but nowadays it has changed from description. it is now becoming a dynamic word. Throughout the history, it is changing, and it is adding various points within it. So it is not just a study of map, it's essential for understanding human life and our environment also. So it helps us to plan for future sustainability. We have to think for our future. We have to think for our future development and the speed of our development. What things that we are going good and what things we are doing bad, that we have to consider now. And geography will help us to find out the factors which are important for our development, as well as we have to mitigate the natural disasters. So mitigation part, that means how will you face the natural disasters? That part is also uh, will be easier by studying of geography and make informed decisions on urbanization, resource use, and global cooperation. So there may be a that means one may say the calm situation, or there may be a shanti throughout the world, because social wellness or social well-being is one more aspect that one has to consider while considering our development. Social well-being will carry out or will work only when we consider the geographical aspect and when we consider all human beings together. So geography shapes our past, defines our present, and influence our future on the earth. So this is all about the geography and its impact on human life that I'm going to talk about. So Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. This is not my quote. This is the quote which is given by Mahatma Gandhi, and this is very true that the nature itself provides us a variety of different things that satisfy our needs, our wants that one can fulfill with the help of our earth or natural surrounding. But our greed or we want more, more, and more. That cannot be fulfilled by the nature. So we have to consider this aspect very sincerely, very importantly. Okay, and within this quote, if you have any question, so the platform is open for any kind of question, and I am happy to give answers to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask to our keynote speaker. Is there any question?
मैम देखो कोई रोक के रखो.
Thank you very much, sir, for
Okay,
your thought-provoking
okay,
lecture.
sir.
We are very
Thank you.
thankful to
Thanks a
you
lot.
that that you have
That you
accepted our.
provide this platform for me. I'm thankful to the organizing committee and all the professors from the City College. So you have given me this opportunity to share my points, share my views on geography. So thank you. Thanks a lot, all of you.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you very much, sir, for your words. Now, I would like to request Professor Zareen Nas to present the vote of thanks, the last stage of this webinar. Professor Zareen, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I, Assistant Professor Zarinas from Department of English. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's insightful webinar on the importance of geography and its importance on human life. On the behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Dr. Rakesh Vasantrao Patil, for sharing his profound knowledge and invaluable insights. Your expertise has illuminated how geography shapes not only the environment we live in, but also our social, cultural, and economic lives. Thank you, sir, for enriching our understanding and making this session truly enlightening. I would also like to thank our principal, Dr. Rizwana Hamdani, ma'am, for her continuous support and encouragement in organizing such impactful events. A big thank you to all the organizing team whose planning and coordination made this webinar a success. Last but not the least, let us take the knowledge gained today and apply it to create a more sustainable and harmonious relationship with this planet and globe. Thank you all once again. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zareen ma'am, for presenting the vote of thanks. And lastly, I would like to thanks all the faculty members, principal, and all the faculty members who have supported and the technical team. Thank you very much. So here I want to declare the end of this webinar. Thank you very much once again to all of you. Thank you very much.